this is Jamie Maggart. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I got a bunch of scraps. My scrap bin, little doodad bin, bits and bobs bin is overflowing. So I pulled out a bunch. 90% of this is stuff from Pretty Perennials that I've either stamped and die cut out or die cut out. There's some little tiny butterflies that are from the dies from the Butterfly Brilliance, these Brilliant Wings dies, these little tiny ones here. I've got a hello that I did from Vine Design and with the punch. Just a bunch of little extra things that I've got floating around. A strip of, I think it's Rococo Rose that I tore and then I didn't use in a project. So I'm going to see if we can come up with a card. So I have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white, a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece of white, a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 inch piece of thick, which is which is scored at 4 1/4. 5 3/8 doesn't sound right. Nope, it's right. Okay. So let's get started. Let's put those aside for a minute. And I think I'm going to start with this strip here. Adhere that down. I'm going to use wet glue. Again, I'm going to use those rules of thirds. It just works for me. And I have to decide which side I want up. Well, this is longer than it needs to be, so I will have to trim it. There's no set in stone rules when it comes to art and card making. There's just some things that you'll find are more pleasing to the eye, or I forgot what the correct term is in art, where the layout fits the best. That's not the right word, but you'll get the idea anyway. So let's play here. I think I don't want these little butterflies to be flitting around here. Let's use those. I don't know if that's too big or not. Let's try the smaller one. I've got a couple of other little ones here. Pick one of them to go with it. Got some little leaves. Lap those a little bit more. Just trying to get a pleasing design. That looks pretty good. Well, I've got pieces of this branch one. That one is from the Pretty Perennials. I don't want that little one. I need this bigger one. Maybe this one can go over here. I like that. I don't need that one. Should I put this third one on? I don't know if I want that. I got these little yellow ones. They need a center in them though. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to want this here. Let's bring this in. This is just a piece of foam. And I'm going to bring in my stylus. And I'm going to bring in the Memento ink. I'm going to put these on this foam. You could use this mat. I just don't like to get dents in it because I want to use it for stamping, and I don't want the impressions. Okay, so I'm sticking that stylus down in my Memento to get some ink on it, and then I'm going to poke that right in the center of these little flowers and poke it down in. That's going to add a center to the flower. At the same time, it's fluffing it up. I might have to go in again to add to darken it. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's see. Adding some of these to it. I kind of like that. So let's I want that one to cover up those ends there. Oops. Alright. I'm all fiddle fingers. That looks pretty good. Let me take this off for now. Ugh. One more try here. I need to trim my fingernails, I think they're getting too long. Where did I have that one? I like that, I like. Okay, what I'm going to do, I have a piece of press and seal paper here. And I'm just going to set it down over the top of this. Oh, they did move some, but that's alright. Try to get all those little pieces picked up. Okay, now I need to adjust just a hair, so I'm going to go ahead and do it on here because it's got that little bit of stickiness on it. Let this one out just a little bit more. this is not working so well. Okay, make sure everything's stuck where I want it. This butterfly's upside down. So it's this one. Okay, now let me turn this back over and see if it is still where I want it. Oh, that's not bad. I just need to move this one just a hair because its stem is showing and I don't want that to show. Okay. One more time, just test it, see if it's where I want them. It looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to take my wet glue, and on any of these pieces that are showing, I'm just going to put the tiniest little dots of wet glue so it doesn't ooze out on these open ones. Any of these pieces that try to get some glue on them. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over, line it up where I want it. It would probably help if I had a slightly smaller piece of press and seal. Set it down. Okay, now I can peel this off slowly. Okay, now everything should be adhered. It's not horrible. Let's take this sentiment and add it right there with some dimensionals. Right there. Okay, oops. Doesn't look straight. Let's see if I can straighten it. Oh, that looks pretty good. Alright, now let's bring in the 5 1/8 inch piece. Let me decide, do I want to add dimensional under this? Why not? Let's try it. Take these backs off. Center this up. Okay, now let's bring in our card base and add that to the front of the card. Before I do that, you see how this edge is kind of frayed? I'm bringing a emery board. Let's give it a little bit. I'm pretty sure that's not from mine because I cut them this way. I think it came. Clean that up a little bit. I don't like those fuzzies. Well, this one might be from me, but the other end, I don't know how it got there. Okay, let me see what embellishments I've got. I can add to this. Let's try these. Does that work? I don't know. Alright, well, I'm going to let you go and I will be right back. Oh, let's just use these. Let's just use these. So let's see, where do we want them? I think I want small ones. Put one up here. One over here. You don't want them straight lines. You want like a triangle to draw your eye around the page. I think that works. You might want to put a ribbon on it. So I'm going to put you on pause and go see if I can find a ribbon, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got some linen thread here. Let's try that. Just going to double it over and tie a bow. I think this one's left over from a paper pumpkin kit. Smaller bow. Keep fiddling with it. Do I want to put it here? Where do I want to put it? If I put it on there at all. Let's trim it and see. Right there at the bottom. Let's try it. If we don't like it, we can always take it off. Put that on with a glue dot. There we go. There's the card we just made together with scraps. Well, thank you so much for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper. There's a couple other alternative ones. These ones I use my ink and torn paper to just ink on there with the brushes, and I think I used the Magenta Madness. But again, this one is almost all the flowers from Pretty Perennials, and this one is a bunch of scraps. These are from the cactus set, I believe, and this is one that I had in there that I had stamped and cut out these two from a long time. So I just made a few cards with my scraps. Well, thanks for joining me today. Again, have a great day.